Today, we will dissect the most common and damaging errors men commit during the early stages of interacting with women and starting a relationship. If you take the time to honestly analyze your behavior and correct these mistakes, your effectiveness in dating will increase dramatically, quite literally by tomorrow. Mistake 1. Excessive initiative. The simplest way to lose a woman and destroy her interest is to constantly take the lead in planning everything. If you're always the one initiating meetings, asking for her availability on Friday, Saturday, or Tuesday, you are signaling desperation. Ask yourself, have you ever told a woman you genuinely like that you're busy? Have you ever canceled a date or, conversely, dropped all your plans just to see her? If a woman reschedules a date and you lack the calibration to handle it correctly, her interest will plummet. If she's always the one ending your text conversations with a good night, going to sleep now, or if she ends every phone call while you're the one always dialing her number, her attraction to you will fade rapidly. Even if a man is objectively attractive, model looks, great style, if he behaves this way with an average woman, she will eventually lose interest. She might soak up the attention for a while, but sooner or later, she will leave for a regular guy who makes her feel emotions based on a stronger behavioral dynamic. Mistake 2. Trying to lock it down too early. The next error unfolds when a man tries to secure the woman by pushing for exclusivity prematurely. This manifests as booking cinema tickets weeks in advance, explicitly asking to be a couple, introducing her to parents too soon, or making grand plans for the future like vacations or business ideas 6 months down the line. To a man, this feels like a logical way to show serious intentions. However, this is a delusion. Women do want serious relationships, but only with a man they are already deeply in love with. If you come at her with this heavy, serious energy before she has developed those feelings, she will reject you. She might say she wants something serious, just not with you. Furthermore, there is a misconception about strong versus weak positions. Many think taking initiative is a sign of strength. In reality, the person constantly trying to push the relationship to a new level is often in the weaker position. The strong position is actually reactive. It is the person who evaluates, accepts, or rejects the offers. The final word belongs to the one who approves the interaction, not the one desperately trying to organize it. Mistake 3. Being too slow with physical intimacy. When it comes to physical contact and intimacy, the situation is nuanced but crucial. In the modern world, if a man moves too slowly, he risks being categorized as timid or clueless. I have heard countless times from women that if a man just walks around holding hands and talking about the weather for too long, expecting her to guide him because she must want romance, she simply sees him as ineffective. She will never tell you this directly. Even if you try to make a move and she says, "No, not yet," it does not necessarily mean she lacks desire. However, navigating this requires understanding what you actually want. Interacting with women who require complex games just to get physical can be destructive. If your goal is to fix your personal life, you need practical experience, not endless dates with women who drain your energy. You must decide what you are truly looking for. Mistake 4. Setting boundaries without authority. A major issue arises when a man tries to set rules or boundaries in a relationship when he has no leverage to do so. He asks himself, what gives me the right to tell her I do not like this? The answer lies in the pleasure potential you offer her. This potential is primarily based on her initial attraction to you. You do not need deep love to set boundaries. You need high attraction. If you have established a dynamic where you are not a pushover, where you're interesting, and where you do not bore her with mundane questions, she will value you. In this context, she is willing to make compromises. However, setting boundaries must be done correctly. It should not be an ultimatum or a demand. Most men wait until they are terrified of losing her, then snap and say, "I do not like this," without any implication that they are willing to walk away. She knows he is dependent and will not leave, so she views his outburst as mere nagging. How to set conditions properly. A condition should be stated gently, respectfully, but firmly. For example, if she posts provocative photos on social media, saying "delete them or I leave" sounds like a hysterical bluff. It looks like blackmail. A better approach is to calmly bring it up. I wanted to talk about something important. Based on my past experiences, I have realized that I cannot be in a serious relationship with a woman who posts explicit photos. I like you a lot, and I do not want to force you to change or delete anything. That would be wrong. But I also know I cannot be with someone who needs that kind of public attention. Perhaps you need a man who views this differently. This approach shows you're willing to walk away based on your principles, not as a manipulation tactic. Even if she agrees to delete them, you must be ready for the possibility that you simply are not a match. Mistake 5. Jealousy. Jealousy usually stems from two sources. First, it can be baseless, rooted in your own past trauma where you were cheated on. If this is the case, you need to work on yourself before entering a relationship where you will only cause suffering for both parties. Second, jealousy can be triggered by actual behavior. However, showing jealousy reveals indecisiveness. A man with self-respect does not run around being jealous. He evaluates. If a woman discredits herself by acting inappropriately, a strong man does not get angry. He loses interest. He turns away. If you have experience, you can judge if a situation is a misunderstanding or a character flaw. If it is a character flaw, e.g., she behaves like a woman of loose morals, you end it. If you lack experience and emotional control, you end up running after her, fueling the imbalance. Jealousy is a free gift to her ego, validating that you are hooked. Conclusion. If you find yourself constantly jealous or needing to control her, think deeply about the future of the relationship. If she gives you objective reasons to doubt her loyalty, it is usually better to end things than to live in constant anxiety. If you found these insights helpful and want to support more content like this, please feel free to engage with the video. Your support helps keep this information available.